Alright, let's fine tune some decks. So first up, I'll just get the easy changes out of the way. Shroom the Hegemon. A few days ago, Easy Schemy. Anyway, one of my viewers, Easy Schemy, told me about Manifold Key, which I didn't know existed. So Manifold Key is basically a Voltaic key with extra ability slapped onto it. 3 tap, target creature can be blocked this turn. So let's take... Hey, it's right on top. That's easy. Easy skeezy. Easy schemy. Okay, so Voltaic Key is coming out of Shroom because I've got 2 decks of Voltaic Key. Karavek has the old Saga Voltaic Key. Shroom, of course, had this foil M11 Voltaic Key. And it's just so pretty. I'll find another deck for it. Or maybe I could just have 2 in Shroom. Not that I really need it. Maybe I should put a Manifold Key into Karavek so he's got two ways to untap his artifacts. Huh, that's an idea. So anyway, first change up, done. Shroom got Manifold Key instead of Voltaic Key because I have made her more of an attack deck. So let's look at some of the big creatures I put into her. She's no longer a straight up rough combo. Ooh. Karn could be unblockable. Smash. That's pretty cool. This guy's a lot better than I thought. When I first saw this guy a couple years ago, MH2, I thought, how big can I really make him? But in Shroom, even though I don't have very many ways of buffing up my artifact creatures across the board, I just didn't build it that way, he's funny. He does some good work in here. I'm really pleased with him. And in Sigarda he's even better because I do have a lot of ways to buff my creatures. An unblockable Sphinx of the Steel Wind, how about that? How about an unblockable life-linking 6/6 flyer? Sounds good. Yeah, I can make an unblockable Sphinx Summoner. What else is good? What else is good to be unblockable? Oh yeah. Star Compass. This is kind of neat in here. I went ahead and bought one of the plane shift ones. I'd forgotten about it. When it was first in plane shift, years ago, I saw it and I thought, yeah, crap. Only copies of basic land. Oh, it comes into play tapped. Screw this. But now, playing Commander, this is essentially a second Arcane Signet that comes into play tapped. If I have all 3 basic lands out that she has available. Wormcoil Engine? 6/6 unblockable Death Touch Lifelinker? Why not? Where's Big Daddy Iron Giant? Yeah, there's Big Daddy Iron Giant. Look at this fucking creature. 11 power. Oh shit, it has 11 toughness too. God, I love creatures. Steel. Ooh, yeah. An unblockable Steel Hellkite. Sweet. So, Izzy Schemy, you have really made a solid... Yeah, this is the way of buffing artifact creatures. Solid recommendation. Yeah, he's already unblockable. Essentially. I mean, Island Walk. Somebody's going to have islands. 4-player commander game, typically somebody's got islands. Somebody has to play blue. Somebody has to be the controlling schmuck. Of course with Shroom, that's me. I am the controlling schmuck with Shroom. But, still good. Alright, let's get to the next change. Before you lose interest and go watch Adventure Time or Has Been Hotel. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever you're watching these days. I don't know. Next up, we have Cruel Somnophage. And he's going to be going into Muldratha. I also have another card from Muldratha. Where's Muldratha? Muldratha, come here. There she is. So something really interesting about this channel that I started, something that I realized, is all of my viewers keep telling me about cards I've never heard of, because there's just too many new cards to keep track of. And collectively, all of you are keeping track of them and telling me, hey, this is good. Hey, that's good. You know, manifold key. I didn't know about it, and you told me. And it feels like I, in turn, tell you lads about old cards you don't know about, because they're just not played, they're not reprinted, they're just falling off. So Muldrata is going to get Breathstealer's Crypt. So Breathstealer's Crypt, if you want this effect, I'm sure it's cheap. I'm sure it's cheap as hell. I do not think it's on the reserve list, and even if it is, it's one of the worth nothing cards on the list. So 2 black-blue enchantment. Whenever anybody draws a card, they reveal the card. If the card is a creature card, they either pay 3 life or they discard that card. Okay, well, Commander started 40 life. But over time, if you've drawn 10 cards, and say 6 of them are creatures, and you kept them all, that's 18 life. That's almost half your life total. That's besides people chewing into your ass with creatures. So I think this would be good. And Muldrata, since the graveyard is a second hand, I'm really not that arsed about discarding my creatures. So let's get the easy exclusion out of the way. Where is it? Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, and I really should put the Tishana's Tidebinder here. I saw the MH3 spoilers, and there's some new Exile artifact cards, which is kind of the bane of Muldrata. So I need other ways to defend against that. Okay, there's already one card that I plan to take out because I don't use it. I've had it in play, and I didn't care about using it. I didn't want to use it. So I might as well take it out for something I do want to use. So we're going to take out Overtaker. Overtaker is another old card that a lot of you probably don't know about. And it's kind of funny. It's cheap too. So if you want this effect, it doesn't, even in foil, it does not cost that much to buy. So 1 in a blue for a 1/1 Spell Shaper. Not a wizard, nothing else, Spell Shaper. 3 in a blue, tap, discard a card from your hand, untap target creature and gain control of it till end of turn. Creature gains haste until end of turn. So you can do this as an instant. Somebody announces their attack step. Remember, they have to announce that they're going into combat before they actually start attacking. In my group, even I do it sometimes. I just start attacking without announcing my attack step, but that's not the right way to do it. So somebody's going to attack. You don't know who they're going to attack. You don't know with what. But you think they're going to come after you, so you grab one of their creatures, and they can attack with it. So this, I've just not... But I love the art so much. I don't really want to take it out now, but the time I did have it in play, I didn't want to use it. So I'm going to take it out. Recycle the sleeve. And let's just do a 1-for-1 creature exchange. So this Cruel Somnophage is only 50 euro cents. Can't wake up. 1 in a blue, sorcery, target player mills 4 cards. I'll probably target myself. I've realized with Muldrata, sometimes I have ways, sorry, not ways, sometimes I have difficulty in getting going. So I need ways to get going. And milling 4 should help me. And then for 1 in a black, just 1 in a black. Power and toughness equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. So for 2 mana, I mill myself for 4. And then for another 2 mana, I get what should be a big badass. So I think this will be really interesting here. So Overtaker's out. Cruel Somnophage is in. Now this Breathstealer's Crypt. Not really sure what I want to take out for that. Let's just take a quick look. there's anything that is immediately apparent, yeah, definitely not taking out Disnell, not with those stupid new Exile Graveyard bullshits coming out. Yarick the Desecrated. So this is kind of a side effect card. 2 black, blue, green, 3/5 life-linking Death Toucher. For permanent entering the battlefield causes triggered ability of permanent eye control trigger, it triggers again. I don't have a lot of things that do that. So Yarick might come out. I don't want to just take out a land. I'm running pretty tight on lands as it is. Shouldered Whispering one. Nope. Return target creature card to the battlefield. No, that's just too good in here. Life from the Loam. I don't really use it. I don't take that advantage of it. But the Dredge 3 is nice. Timeless Witness. I've got a Timeless Witness and an Eternal Witness in the deck now. So maybe I'll take one of those out. Because I had Archaeomancer in here. Had Archaeomancer, realized I wanted it more in another deck. So I took it out and I thought, well, shit, I'll just slip a Timeless Witness in here. So basically I have 2 Eternal Witnesses in this deck. And I probably don't need it, because I can play pretty much anything out of my graveyard. Mainly, they're in here to get back sorceries and instants. You know, if I need a damnation again. Erratic Portal, return target creature. So this is to bounce a creature back to my hand so I can reuse it. Do I need it? Do I really care about that? So the Archmage, but I can just play it back out of my graveyard. Wood Elves, same thing. Is there anything I really care about bouncing back to my hand? There's probably not. I mean, sacrifice another creature, but I have Muldratha, and I have Havengul Lich in this deck. Maybe Erratic Portal is what I don't need. So what's in the bottom half of the deck? Okay, Acidic Slime is good. Lands, Noxious Gearhulk. So I can play him as the artifact or the creature with Muldratha. Tricked by No Wonder. Definitely don't care about bouncing him. Huh. There's really nothing in here that I care about bouncing back to. Why did I have that card in here? I think I had it in here to save Muldratha. I had it in here, most likely. Mystic Snake. Yeah, okay. Bounce that back to my hand. Alright, that's probably the culprit. But is Mystic Snake worth that slot? I don't think so. And it doesn't really work on your opponent's creatures, because unless you catch them with their pants down, they don't have any mana open, which is pretty. Once you get past turn 4, 5, 6, once you get past those turns, the turns that you would actually have this in play, they've got the mana. They're going to spend the 1, and they're not going to let you bounce their creature, unless it's something that they want to bounce, which is something you're not going to want to bounce in the first place. So let's take out Erotic Portal for Breastfeeler's Crypt and see how that works. Should be funny if, nothing else. And gives our opponents information too, because they can see what we're drawing. And the art is cool. Blackie Del Rio, I don't know if he did any of the cards. But that's just... It's kind of like a weird turtle. These look like claws down here. So let's try that. It doesn't matter if you make a little bit of noise. Alright, so there's the change to Muldratha. So that's Muldratha sorted. That's Shroom sorted. Let's go to the more complex one. Breath Dealer's Crypt. Okay. So, going back to Karavek. Karavek, as I've said, is one of my oldest decks, one of my most fun decks. I took him out last Thursday, and it was only a 3-man game. And the other two lads, they were playing removal light decks. And when Karavek came down and picked up a dark steel plate, slapped it on his body, they didn't know what to do, and they couldn't do anything about it. So Karavek just started burning them. He set their ass on fire! And he's just fun. I love this deck. So anyway, I have Korvold. I have Korvold now. Korvold wants this care keep. Korvold, I've realized, needs more ways of generating tokens. Generating creatures, I don't care about sacrificing. Yeah, I should be more aggressive about the sacrifice. I should sacrifice things that I want to keep, but sometimes I want the effect on the board. So I don't want to sacrifice that creature. Let's say Cheddarfang. I've got Cheddarfang and I don't have a token generator, so I don't have any squirrels off of him. I don't really want to sacrifice Cheddarfang because then I have to jump through hoops to get him back into play. But Care Keep, this is in Karavek. It's been in Karavek for a long time. Pretty much since it got spoiled. When did it come out? 2006. Okay, so no, not when it got spoiled, because I was taking a break from Magic at the time. I was not playing during the original Time Spiral block. But when I built Karavek and I found out about this, I put it in there as an incidental way of getting tokens for Phyrexian Tower and Skullclamp. But I don't use it. I don't look for it. I don't care if it's out. I've got enough creature generators. Most of the creatures, I don't care if they die, because they come into play, they do their thing, and go about their day. So I'm going to take out Care Keep from Karavek and give it to Korvold because he wants it. In its place, I'm going to be putting in a Bonder's Enclave. Since Care Keep is kind of an incidental effect, well, let's look at them side by side. So Care Keep cost me 3 to activate because I have to have 2 other mana and this land. So if I'm barring artifacts, if I'm just tapping lands, it costs me 3 lands to put a 0/1 red kobold creature into play. Yeah, Korvold is definitely going to make better use of that. Bonder's Enclave costs me 1 more mana, but I get to draw a card. And I don't really have that many creatures with power 4 or greater, but I do have some swords in the deck. Karavek himself is 7, no 5/4, so he's power 4 or greater. So if I have Karavek in play, or if I have Purphoros, Erebos, and they're active, then I meet the condition. So instead of an incidental token, I'm putting in an incidental creature into Karavek. The next change is I took out Karavek's memory jar to give it to Nekazar. I have 2 memory jars. One is in Shroom, one was in Karavek. Karavek made good use of it because he has a Goblin Welder, and Nekazar needs it. So I took it out, and I need some of the way of finding Urborg or Cabal Coffers, whichever half I get. I was using Memory Jar, just the raw card draw, to dig into it, to dig into Cabal Coffers and Urborg. Since I don't have that, I'm going to put this expedition map into Kervek, which should shore up a couple of the weaknesses because he's got Nykthos. I can find Nykthos if I need to. And I'm taking Olivia out. Don't really think I need her in the deck. Don't really know if I want to look at this Surge foil, Halo foil, bullshit foil in the deck. It's just weird. Every different light that I look at this card in, like right now I think it's cool. Right now I think it's okay. If the light is a little bit different and the halo effect is really screwing with the card and I can't see what's going on, then I think, okay, this is crap. So half the time I think the halo foil looks like absolute crap, half the time I think it looks okay. And I'm not going to buy any more halo foils unless, as with Olivia, it's the only option available to get that art. Okay, so there's Kervek. So since Kervek has these changes, I'm going to assume you want to see what's going on with Corvald. Let me put Kervek aside and get Corvald. Come here, Corva. So here he is. Something else I'm going to do is in gold fishing with Corvald, I realized he needs more ways to generate tokens. I already talked about this, I already explained it. Really what he wants is something like Tendershoot Dryad. The one copy of Tendershoot Dryad I have is in Edric, and I can't really think of anything that replaces her as efficiently as what she provides. I could put in Kessa Cage Breakers. Kessa Cage Breakers is whenever they attack, you get a 2/2 wolf for every card in your graveyard. I've had that in Edric before, and then when Tendershoot Dryad came out and guaranteed me one creature every turn for everybody's turn, I thought, yeah, that's a lot better than depending on this thing to attack, and it'll probably get killed, so I only get the benefit once. So Tendershoot Dryad should stay in Edric, and I've got this guy just sitting around doing nothing, and I really should use my cards. I really should use the cards that I already own. And this guy, he also makes Corvald a 7/7. Because Corvald, by default, when he comes into play, he's a 5/5. Because you have to sacrifice something and put a +1/+1 counter on him. So he enters the battlefield, you sack something, and he gets bigger. So this guy makes him a 7/7, makes him a 3-hit commander if nothing else happens. Plus, the reason I didn't want to put him in necessarily is he only triggers and gives me a token at the beginning of my upkeep. Tendershoot Dryad triggers at everybody's upkeep. So she's a hell of a lot better. Right, so let's get down to it. Let's go ahead and take out Orbosh because I realize he's just not that great. Not really necessary. So we will put in Creekwood Liege for Obosh. And to get this Care Keep into Corvald, I think I'm going to take out the Thawing Glaciers. Yeah, I've got the Burgeoning. Yeah, it's really good with Burgeoning. But if I'm just drawing cards, should be fine, because Corvald himself draws me an extra card every turn if he attacks. This is only good if I have the Burgeoning in play, otherwise it's just slow. So let's take out Thawing Glaciers and put in Care Keep. So now I've got 2 more token generators. Should make the deck better. Let me just make sure there's no other lands that I would want to take out. Yeah, that only works if I have creatures, and that's why it's in the deck instead of search for Itlamok, because it's guaranteed to work with something. In Itlamok I have to jump through hoops, and if I'm killing all my creatures, a little bit harder to have 4 on the battlefield. Or Path of Ancestry, should I take that out? Gives me mana of any one color. I don't have any other dragons really. I have one other dragon, Hillkite Tyrant, in the deck. What should I take out? Path of Ancestry? Okay, they both come into play tapped. And I've got Skyshard Ranger. So she taps to put a land into play. Only as I better keep Thawing Glaciers in, because if nothing else, it will get me more lands, and if I need to, I can sacrifice the lands to Corvold. So I'll take out the Path of Ancestry. I ordered his Rootbound Crag, the last dual land, for lack of a more precise term. He was missing was Rootbound Crag. Ordered that, so that shores up a lot of his weaknesses when it comes to hitting his colors. Where's my Skyshard Ranger, so I can make sure she says any land? I think she says any land and not basic land. And I want to verify that before I finalize this change. Where's she? I don't think I... No, Sylvan Ranger. Skyshard Ranger, there we go. You may put a land card from your hand into play. Only the sorcery. So good. Okay, yeah. I'll take out Path of Ancestry. I'll keep the Thawing Glaciers. And there we go. So those are the changes for today. There's some changes I want to make to Kestia. I need to think them through more. I want to take out Rabinia for sure. I want to put in more enchantment creatures. So I will definitely put in 1 enchantment creature instead of Rabinia, and then I would like to put in 2, maybe 3 more, but I really have to think about what to take out, because the deck is pretty tight as it is with the enchantments. Every enchantment giving me some different effect that I want. And if I take out the enchantment, I lose the effect that I want. Anyway. That has been today's episode of Magic, the Optimization. Cheers. Hey, like and subscribe.